welcome to Grizzly Tales for Gruesome Kids, a series of cautionary tales for lovers of scream. I call this tale Prince No Man. Oh, Spindleshanks. Thank you. Have you ever wondered why children look like their parents? Is it nature or something altogether more gruesome? There were no flowers in that desert, where tumbleweed tumbled, lizards baked, and 3 drops of water made a man rich. In the middle of that inferno stood a walled town called Misery, ruled over by a brutal king called Norman Volga. The Volga family had been big in Misery for 500 years, terrorising their people just to stay in power. But now the king was close to death, and the family had to find an heir or lose the throne. And so it was, on the king's 96th birthday, that a young peasant seamstress called Letitia was invited to marry the drooling king. One year later, on a bright summer morning, Queen Letitia gave birth to a baby boy. Immediately, the baby was snatched away from her and handed around the court like a party parcel. "Isn't he sweet?" squawked Princess Florrie. "He's got my mouth." "Yes, but he's got my bloodshot eyes," spluttered wine-sodden Uncle Igor. "And his sticky-out ears are like mine," twittered Grandma Wilhelmina. "He's got my blobby nose," squeaked Aunt Wildebeest. "My pink gums," slobbered Cousin Theo. "And my well-born chin," gushed the Marquess of Boot. "All in all, he's every bit a Volga." Excuse me?" apologised a little voice. "But doesn't he look just a tiny bit like me?" It was Queen Letitia. "He is my baby, after all." "Was, my little peasant girl, was. He's a Volga now." And all this while, the king was going gaga in his bath chair. "What shall we call our son?" "Prince needs a name that will inspire men to heroic deeds. A strong name, a bold name, a name like mine." "Norman?" "Norman! Nothing nobler." "But what about Ronnie, or Stan, or Elvis?" "My son shall be called Norman, and there's an end to it." Had that been an end to it, this story might never have been. But 3 days later, at the official naming ceremony, the king forgot his reading glasses. "I name my son... I name my son... No Man." No Man? No Man? Oh, calamity! For as you all know, a man called No Man very swiftly becomes no man at all. Within a week, no man was invisible. The Vulgars were furious, for a see-through prince was no prince at all, and no prince meant no prizes. Without an heir, their 500-year reign of terror looked set for an early bath. The royal bodybuilder was ordered to build the prince a new body. But when he pointed out that this was not what a bodybuilder did, Princess Florrie chopped off his head. Meanwhile, Queen Letitia was stealing lead from the chapel roof. She cut a pink bath towel into the shape of a baby grow, stitched the lead into the suit and popped No Man inside. She added a balaclava on top, sprinkled him with water from a garden hose and pinned him out on the washing line to dry. The lead-lined baby grow shrank to a perfect fit and clung to No Man's fleshless body like a magic outer skin, rendering him visible once again in all departments. Except the face. Which was just as well, because the old king took a sudden turn for the worse and woke up believing he was Florence Nightingale. The royal doctor pronounced him a fruitcake and told the Vulgars to find a new monarch. Prince No Man it is, flobbered the hairy princess. But he hasn't got a face. The people of Misery want a king with something between his ears. You're right. Faceless kings are not popular. You'll just have to make him one. Make him a face? Out of what? I'm a seamstress, not a surgeon. If you don't, I'll stick your head in a scorpion's nest. And that, as you might expect, was a promise. That night, a shadowy figure tiptoed through the palace, flitting in and out of the Vulgars' bedrooms like a ghost. A few minutes later, a candle was lit in the Queen's private sewing room. Then, whilst all around her slept the sleep of the dead, Queen Letitia rebuilt No Man's face, gristly piece by gristly piece. In the morning, there was uproar. The Vulgars refused to leave their bedrooms and had every mirror in the palace smashed. By lunchtime, a huge crowd had gathered in the square, anxious for news of the king. The king is dead, announced Queen Letitia. Long live King No Man.
But No Man can't be king if no man can see him.
See for yourselves. He has a face, cried the crowd. And such a family resemblance. He's got Princess Florrie's mouth. And Uncle Igor's eyes. And Grandma Wilhelmina's ears.
And Aunt Wildebeest's nose.
And Cousin Theo's gums. And the Marquis of Boots' well-born chin. Queen Letitia kissed her baby son on his mustachioed top lip. They're right, little No Man. All in all, you really are every bit a Vulgar. So, if an old uncle tells you that you've got his nose, run and hide fast! Or he might try and grab it back. Spindleshanks got his spindly legs from a spinster aunt, and his blobby body from a mouldy meatball that took his mum's fancy.